Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. See you. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday, pay it forward Friday, we'll season the day. Digital finance, harmony of love, serving food for what those two, rising as the beat and it, Eastern on P2GTV. Breakfast with the Thomases, come eat with me.
Hey. Grand Rising, everybody.
Oh, Grand Rising. Welcome to Breakfast with the Thomases on Work It Out Wednesday. I am here with my partner in crime. Go ahead, lady.
Well, y'all know me as your girl, Ruby T, better known as Mrs. Thomas. Here on a beautiful Wednesday morning with a beautiful and amazing guest that we go back, girl. We go way back. This way. We got Miss Deneen A. Connors.
Hello.
Talk about it, mama. Give me your love. Go give me your love, girl.
Happy to be here. I like that intro.
Thank you. Oh, we love it. Good energy on an early day. We don't say morning because they ain't morning. That's too damn. So we just say grand rising in the rising.
Right. Grand Rising. Got it.
So it's so good to see you again, sis.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I remember. Do you remember?
Yep. Big time. And you know,
back in the brownstone.
Yeah, brownstone.
3-story walk up.
By Black Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, we used to do it.
Yes.
And they're still doing it, from what I understand, which is beautiful. That networking was the tightest. And I think that's why I realized I was like, oh, Al, because my husband does a lot of the contacting. I get a little busy with the school, with the program we do. And he was like, I said, well, we got a lot of people we know. He was like, it's hard to find new people. I was like, you don't need no people. We got people.
You got people.
So he gets on the phone and he starts making calls. I was like, okay, cool. Right. The lady with the notebooks. That's what he said. So I was like, who that? I saw a lot of people. Who that? And he said the lady with the notebooks. That totally hit me because I remember your table. I remember the shares and stuff. And it's just, guys, y'all don't get it. When we do, Harlem do it up when we do networking.
Yes.
We get to know each other. We share purpose and move. That's why every time we turn around, we bring in somebody else's business. Like I said, I can't stay in my own business. I got to mind everybody else's and bring it over. So how can we mind your business today? I love this.
Listen, whatever you want to know, I'm an open book. Let me ask you a question. Back then, wasn't you guys doing Bitcoins or something?
Well, guess what it became? It became an education program.
See, I remember.
Yes, you did. That was exactly what we were doing. And we are still doing that. We're educating. We're helping people get the technology education, make sure you're safe. Got to be safe. And that's what so we was telling you about, we sent the wrong link, but we sent the right link. It's always the right link.
Right.
We sent the link to our graduation, which is, we have a 12-week program and we have a class that is now graduating and their graduation is being held in the metaverse. So we've come so far through technology.
Mm-hmm.
And we've gotten it to where we've been effectively able to help people have no coding skills and still build in this new technology stage with AI, which, by the way, girl, we see you embracing. I love it. I'm just, girl, we gonna talk. Let's go.
That backdrop is fire. I can't say that.
Thank you. I wish. Listen, all I need is a new wig and a facelift, and I can look like that again. Okay.
You look perfectly fine, girl.
I do. Thank you. But let me tell you something. Let me just keep it 100 though. Take off the wig and take off the makeup. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay. But it ain't the 40 years ago me. Okay.
Look, you are refined like fine wine, and let yourself be. I ain't let nobody put me in no box and tell me how it's supposed to be. But I can tell you right now, when it's time to dress up, you know what we gotta do, girl. We do what we gotta do.
Do what we gotta do.
That's what I'm talking about. And we do it well.
Let's get in the game. Let's get in
I
the
was
game.
gonna say, I have seen some things have evolved with you, Sugar. What's going on? Talk to me. Early days, you were sharing the books. What was that about? Tell everybody how you got really started. What do you do?
So what? It's not what do I do? What I don't.
I know. Oh God, yes.
Don't do. Okay, so the evolution of me. Started out early. I guess the early 2000s, because I published my first book. I want to say I can't even remember now. 2010. It had to be 2010 or 2000. I don't even remember. But somewhere around there, I published my first book. And then from there, you know, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to keep it 100. I had a story in my head and I wanted to write. Well, you know what? Let me go back a little further. It all started when I was in high school. So my psychology teacher gave us a assignment. And I don't remember exactly what the assignment was because, you know, like I said, that was back in the 70s or something. And so she was like, I just remember I wrote a paper about me. I was on 125th Street and I got caught up in some gunfire. Don't ask me why. Maybe because I was really playing video games or something back then. Shoot up video games or whatever. I was in some gunfire and I mean, got caught up in gun and I was, and my dreams are so dumb. Like they are the dumb. You ever had a dream and then it's like you say to yourself, this is a dumbass dream. I'm sorry, this is a dumb dream. That's what I was doing. So I was by the Apollo and I was bleeding and I was like crawling with the blood dripping from me and nobody was helping me and all of this kind of stuff or whatever. And you know, and it was stupid. But then what happened was I was describing it, but the last line of the paper read something about there I lay quietly sleeping but violently dreaming. And so when I handed it in, my teacher gave me an A+. And she said, you know, you really have a way with words. And I was like, and she was like, yeah, you do. And I was like, okay. So it was then I started to tap into it. So then I started out doing poetry. So I, you know, wrote some poetry. And then I started doing personalized greeting because I got my first computer. And I started doing personalized greeting cards for people. Okay. I went into invitations. I went into flyers. And then I went into, I'm all about representation. So I went to a funeral and they had the obituary and it was like, you know, it was like an old church and, you know, probably some old church lady did it and, you know, little font and it was crooked. And I was like, this is like how the person is going to remember like something looking like this. So I started doing obituaries and I was working with a funeral home. So I was doing that. And then from that, what did I start doing? I started doing the montage like that you play, you know, during the funeral, putting the pictures together. I started doing that. Then after that, what did I start doing? In between, I went back into writing books. That's when I started writing my books and things like that. And when I wrote the first book, Tell Him, it's just like a one book wonder. It was a book a story I had in my head, and I wrote it, and that was it. And people liked it. And I was like, oh, okay. And they kept saying, well, when are you writing another one? And I was like, I wasn't, because I'm like a one book wonder. That was it. They was like, no, you should write another one. You should write another one. So I ended up, there was like, write a part 2, but I didn't have anything in me for a part 2. And it took me like that's true. I started writing in 2000 and I actually published it in 2010 because I stopped writing for 3 years. And that was because, you know, I was writing. I know I'm jumping all over the place. Though. It's like, it's coming into my head. I was writing and it got so real that it scared me. So I was writing this one scene and one of the main character, his name is Channing. And so I was sitting there writing a scene or whatever. And it was like 3 a.m. No, it was like about 12. And I was like, oh, I said, it's getting late. I said, let me get off this before Channing something. And I was like, oh, hold up, chick. He's not real. Right. I'm writing for 3 years. I did not write for 3 years. I didn't. It scared me that much that it became real in my head. And people kept asking me, when are you going to finish? I was like, I don't know. Because, you know, like I was like giving people chapters to read and stuff.
I remember we were at one of Mark's events and you were giving out chapters of your book and it was
exactly. Yes.
Oh, yo, this is hot. What's up?
Yes.
It's coming. It's coming.
Did you do 3-book series?
I have 2 3-book series. So I wrote Out of Sequence because I wrote that one. And then the next one I wrote was a Excuses, which have 4 short stories. And they all have surprise endings. And that
one about a wedding.
That was the one that had wedding day.
So, wait, I'm gonna share something. I own that book.
Yes, I remember.
I bought that book.
Yes.
Actually, I bought a couple of your books.
Yes.
And I said, you just reminded me. I said, oh, that book is sitting on my dresser. It's still sitting on it's in my bookshelf behind me.
Okay. Yes. And so after I wrote Excuses, like I said, they had a surprise ending. And wedding day, people were like, okay, you ending it like that. I was like, yeah, that's it. It was like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that.
That's where it got juicy at.
Exactly. But this is when I learned, when you ever heard writers, authors say, that the characters speak to them.
Right.
And this is when I started really with the Channing thing, but not really, because I didn't have anything for Tell Him To. But that's when the characters started coming to me like, hey, you can write this. Hey, you can do this. You can do that. You can do this. And then that's when I went and wrote Tell Him To. And then I bounced back and did from Wedding Day. I did another one. So I was like bouncing back and forth. And after it all ended, I have 8 books.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I have 2 series, the Tell Him series and the wedding series.
So I think I got the wedding series, a part of the wedding series, and I'm gonna be really honest, it's amazing. The books are self-sustained. You can read one, you're gonna want another one, but I'm gonna tell you, they are well contained in their story. That's not easy to do. I can share with you that way. To have a series that can actually just kind of begin and end, and you're good, but you might want some more. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got she ain't thinking nothing else. What's going on? What happened to the rest of the story? And at the same time, if you pick it up at another book, you're not asking yourself, well, where all this come from? It's a story.
Well, it is a story, but it does continue because like in 1, you have the stalker, and then in 2, of course it gives you flashbacks. So yes, you can read it and kind of gather what happened in the other books. Yeah, you can kind of gather.
That's what makes it self-contained. That's what I think part is the self-contained part, is that I don't have to read a whole other book to really see where I'm at.
Right, you can catch
on. And that right there is not very common. So you displayed over. You would display. So you need to put. So when we're gonna get the video, the movies. Because AI change everything.
Well, you know what? It's interesting. It's interesting that you said that, because during COVID, so what did I do? I think I moved on to, like I said, so I don't know. I started doing, when I really started getting into like the AI and everything, is when I started doing I really started with composition notebooks. That was the first thing. That's a lot. Yeah. I can't even keep up. I'm doing so much. I started doing journals. I started doing
I remember that.
Yeah, I was doing journals and planners and things like that. And then I eventually went into the composition notebooks. And I wanted to do the composition notebooks because, they got them black ones and red ones and ugly ones. And I wanted kids to have images that look like them. Yeah. So that's when I started putting black images on the composition notebooks. So that's when I started doing that. And
this is the company you're working with now, that you own now.
Well, when I first started out, my company was I Am an Author. Now it's and like I done branched out doing all of these different things. So now it's DENEEN'S Creative Mind, because it's just because I create from A to Z. So now I do composition notebooks. I do the big ones. I do the mini ones. I do mugs. I do T-shirts. Oh my God! I do planners. I do tote bags. I do journal covers. I do it all.
I love it. I love it. We need somebody to brand us as individuals. I love it. Yeah. Now, I mean, you're a one-woman, basically a one-woman show, but you utilize so much of the technology. And I'm a big fan of that. Teaching people about technology is what we do. That's where Breakfast with the Thomases is actually it's the love child of the P2G network.
Yes, it is.
So that being bringing people into education so that we can become the application of the world. Doing this, moving from your early days, you were writing, you were putting your creativity, just got to the next level. And actually weirdly enough, it made sense. You went back to your roots when you were doing creation and stuff back at with the funeral homes and stuff. You know, all you did was allow AI to take you back to your roots of creation. At a new pace.
Yes,
and really bring. So I'm really love it. I love your story. I love your story.
Thank you.
It is so rounded. And I'm telling you, you still writing, right, woman?
I am. But no, what happened was right after COVID, I started moving. I was in COVID and I was online. And let me just go back to say that when I was writing those books, there was no AI, there was no Facebook, there was no TikTok,
exactly,
none of that. And what happened was I had to go to Barnes and Nobles and get books on how to publish and how to do this and how to do that.
Exactly.
And so I ended up, my first book, ended up sending it out to publishing companies. And that was another thing. They sent, I don't have a problem being rejected. No one likes to be rejected, but it's part of life, but at least give me the decency to give me a fresh rejection letter. You know what I'm saying? You could tell where the rejection letter had been copied over. It was turned, slanted, and this and that. And I was like,
"Oh, get out of here!"
It was really disrespectful. I thought it was very disrespectful.
She said,
so that's when I said
I'm
going to do it myself. So that's when I went to Barnes and Noble and read up on how to self-publish. So, and then looking back now, Lord knows that first book was horrible. I ain't gonna lie. The cover, I tried to get graphic designers. They all flaked on me. And I'm like, I'm going to do it myself. And that's why I ended up updating, because you use now what you know and you go back, like you said, the covers and things like that.
Yeah.
And, and again, when Facebook finally started, because I got on Facebook, I think like in 2006 or 7, somewhere around here. And, I found that there were groups of people who were authors and things like that, but everybody was gatekeeping. It wasn't really giving you any information. Like if you ask a question, you can have we can talk one-on-one for $300. We can do this for
consultations now.
I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? I'm
trying to get where they at.
Exactly. And that's one thing that I do now because, I'm on TikTok. Well, not every day, but at least 3-4 times a week, I do TikTok Live. And what I do when I'm on TikTok Live is I just go through and I design and tell people how they can do this. If they don't have that much money, how you can do what I do and make the passive income without having a lot of money. Because if people had told me now, back then, I would have saved myself thousands of dollars, Just even printing alone, I didn't know any better. To print like 100 books, I was paying like $800 for just 100 books.
100 books, wow.
$800, I was like that. It was crazy. And
now you got print on demand.
Exactly. So my goal now is to show others, like, listen, you no matter what, you have to invest in yourself. You have to invest. You have to spend some kind of money. But I try to show people you don't have to spend a whole lot of money. And they're like, well, can I book a one-on-one? And I tell them, I keep it straight. Why? I'm on TikTok. Ask me the question, and I'll show you right there.
That's right. Get on the TikTok where she's been giving you its information. That's interacting.
Because they're looking for
one-on-one.
They're looking for the secret sauce that they think they're not getting when you give it to them on
TikTok. No, nothing. Let's keep it 100 though. I don't give them everything because a lot of stuff that I took classes. I paid people to give me this. I can't give you everything, but I can give you the basics that you can get started and you can make your own products and you can start selling and start making money.
Exactly.
But I was saying how I'm writing. I took a screenwriting class with Coach John, Coach John Screenwriting Academy. And so I turned my 2 series into screenplays. Nice. So that's what I do now. Nice. Now I do screenplays. I do pitch decks.
Yes.
That's what I have a question about.
Yeah.
I saw I was on your site and I looked at your picture deck. That was amazing.
Thank you.
It's almost like looking at a mission a business plan visually.
Really cool. And that's what it is. Yes, it's a visual presentation of your project. Yes,
I love it.
Really well done. Really well done.
Oh,
so do you do that for people, or you do that, or do you teach that? Is that something that you educate, or do you create it? Do you create it for folks?
Well, I do work with Coach John, so he does have a pitch deck class. So you can join PACE for the pitch deck class, and he'll do it, or sometimes he'll let me do it. I do offer my services for people for to pay me, and I will do their pitch decks.
Okay.
But I do, my pitch decks I do myself, definitely for my project.
I love it. This is what I'm talking about. When you learn, if you learn, the way we master is by teaching.
Yep.
That's one of the biggest rules in my space. We teach a platform that is built on each one teach one. People come in, they may pay tuition to be there, but the best experience you can have is the interlearning experience. When you're learning with someone who's in this, when you start getting support. Now, I have to remind some of my students, I'm like, you don't turn into the teacher. You want to encourage others to use the same information you have to start really getting into it, because people will sit there and just look at you and be like, okay. And they will not learn a thing. They would just go, what did you say?
They're in the zone of, okay, someone else knows that, I don't have to know it.
Exactly.
That, and it's interesting that you say that, because I was on TikTok and they kept saying, showing people how to maneuver in Canva. Some people know how to design, but it's like, it just looks
different. Right. And that's true.
It looks two-dimensional. It looks very two-dimensional.
Right. And so what I like to do is show them, listen, if you add this, put this in here, change this, choose the font, whatever. A lot of people are using the wrong font, like the font doesn't go. So I just show them like how to make it pop. And it was like, oh, you should do a school. You should do a school. I ain't doing no school. And they kept saying you should do a school.
You don't have to do a school. You should come do a class on our platform.
No, but I did open up a school on the school platform.
Yes, she's got a school.
Yeah, so I do have a school, and I tell people who join, it's not like the typical all the schools that you see. Yeah. Mine is more hands-on, one-on-one. Exactly. I try to Zoom with them. It's very small. Actually, I really like it like that. It's very small, and every week we do a Zoom one-on-one where they come in. And whatever they're having problems with, like setting up their beacon stores or this and that, or how to design something, we go over there. I'm like, share your screen. Let's do it. We're going to walk through it. You do.
Exactly.
Every Wednesday, I give them a challenge. And then on Sundays, I go live at 6:00 and they submit their challenges. And then whoever's in the TikTok live, they vote on which one is the best. So
that is amazing.
Very nice.
I love it, because people who first started, I can see how their designs have elevated. I'm like, wait, y'all don't make me anymore.
Yeah,
yes.
You got more creative stuff going on. You're right there. Created A to Z.
I had to, because it is
instructing, showing. Look,
it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's funny because people are like, well, what are you going to do when you retire? They're like, I don't know what. I was like, listen, I got so much to do when I retire. That's the least of my worries. Okay?
Exactly.
So let me ask you, from when you started to now, has your philosophy changed about what you got going on in your creative space? Has your philosophy changed?
I don't think it's really changed. I think it's more. Well, I guess it has intensified, because it's like, I tell people. A lot of people say because I just do it because I like to create. I just like to create. And some people, they're trying to tell me it's a gift. And I'm like, nah, anybody can do it. It's like, no, everybody can't do it. like everybody can't write. It's a gift. So I'm not going to lie. You see how long I've been doing this, and I'm just realizing that it is a gift. Okay. But I also say it's a gift and it's a curse. And I say it's a curse because my brain does not shut off. Okay, it is constantly.
It's 24/7. Exactly.
On it's just like even last night I was on TikTok and we was doing one thing and I was showing somebody. Oh wait, we can do this now. I don't started doing like 4 things from this one thing, and just they was like, okay, you're going too fast. I'm like, it's just my brain. It's just going.
This is your dedicated passion. This is your purpose.
It is your calling. And most people don't understand calling. Most people are looking for calling when they really should just be being the calling. Right. I identify, sis, I am not gonna kid you. I am on a mission. I got on that mission in 2020 when I realized that I was doing something that I woke up every morning realizing that's all I think about before I go to bed. when
right.
I
What am I going to
morning.
create? What am I going to do? Yes.
Exactly. And it's for you, it's creating. For me, it's also creative. It's weird, but it took another brother of mine, gotta say, shout out to Larry Bay. Um, he uh he said something. He says, Miss Ruby, you and me are the kind of people who success does not equate to money. It equates to service. It's a big difference. And we tend not to be able to put a dollar amount on our success, and it makes it difficult. So we seek out stuff. And it took him to, and this is somebody I was training, and he was like, I know how hard it is when your dream is the dream that others for others.
Mm-hmm.
My dream has always been a dream to affect others in a way that they feel that they live their best life. That's me living my best life.
Right.
So
right.
when you are someone who is a creator, that is exactly what you're doing. You are bringing beauty, creativity, inspiration into the world, and you are constantly giving it away.
Yeah,
I see
definitely,
that.
definitely.
It's like you can't wait to give the world the next thing.
Right.
You
right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's like you said, and it's not about money, because I'm not gonna lie. I listen, I'm broke. Okay, ain't no strings about it. I'm broke.
Don't you own that? We're gonna take the taste of that out your mouth.
Listen,
you are wealthy.
After today, you won't be able to say that no more.
You are wealthy beyond compare, because bro.
Listen, when I go to the management and write that check and say I'm wealthy on prepared, they be like, yo, you could be whatever you want to be, but I want them dollars, okay?
What if I told you could do just that, and you can write that check without needing to do what you used to know? Let's talk about it, baby.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what? But my whole thing is, like I said, my point being is that I do it because I love to do it.
Yes.
I would love to make money from it, because yes, I do spend money on printers, on paper, on all of this kind of stuff. My subscriptions alone to be able to do these is like, almost $200 a month.
Exactly.
So I would love to make money off of it, but I don't do it for the money.
Well, you came to the right place. We're gonna help you switch that up so that your purpose gets paid for, because that's the missing.
Right.
You have an amazing talent. You know why we're called the starving artists? Because we haven't figured out money was never the goal.
Mm-hmm.
It's a system that's missing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a system.
Absolutely.
Your passion I will always outwork the ability for people to want to pay you. It's just too high. No one will ever pay you what you're worth.
Right.
Ever. But life actually has ways. We definitely gonna talk, sis, because I want to make sure this keeps happening. And you ain't never got to worry about money to make it happen.
Look, I seen something. I was on her site, and I kind of perused a few things. I saw a couple of the tote bags. I saw a couple of the notebooks, and
You saw a couple of gift items.
A
couple of used things. Yeah, systems that you could put in place for yourself. I like that.
Yeah, I just love to create. I love to create. And it's bad because a lot of things fall to the wayside. Like I'm supposed to be doing this, but I'm like, no, I want to make this. Like I want to create this. I want to do this. And I'm like, no, I need to do laundry. No, but I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I'm dead serious. If I show how many bags of laundry I had, you'd be like, okay, sis. But I'm like, and when I go on TikTok, I be telling them, like, listen, I be up here, we be having a good time, we be playing music, and we be creating and just talking. And next thing I know, like 7-8 hours don't went by. And I'm like, listen, y'all, I got to go.
And yes, exactly.
Like, when you coming back, I don't know.
I don't know. Look, been there, done that.
Okay. Now that is another thing. You're gonna have to start charging for your time just to be in your space. What we call that is membership. And I love it because there are spaces for membership. People will contribute and they'll let them know if you like what you're getting. And for me, that's always been the case. Like we said, we came from Buy Back Black Harlem. When I get to a space of community, if I like what you're doing, I'm gonna contribute. Mm-hmm. And I would teach people. You want to talk about being wealthy? First thing is you gotta stop being stingy. You gotta stop being afraid to spend money. You gotta stop being. When I say spend money, mindfully. This young lady is investing in her future and things that actually produce. I teach other people, we got to stop. We got to take money out of stuff we don't need, we don't use, things that are unnecessary, and put the things back on to the books of time, things that give us more, things that make us feel good. You know what I'm saying? Because we get into that space where we just start doing stuff. Go to the movies. You haven't been to the movies 34 times, seen everything in the theater. How many times you go to the movies? Because that's what you do on Saturdays. Well, let's take a little trip to the museum. Let's take a trip to the park. Let's take and sit down in the sunshine and just sit back and see what can possibly pop up in your head that wasn't there before. What influences you get from the world around you. And then let's take that and go to the next level. You are enveloping life and putting it. It's like you're a machine. It comes in, it goes out. It comes in, it goes out. I love that, girl. I love that.
Constantly going.
We got to make use of that. I said, we got to join. When
do you have a moment to actually take and just be with DeEnne? Because I know you're giving so much to everybody when you're online. How do you know, because when you're a creator, and I live with one on a regular basis, what do you find? How do you find time in your day to de-stress and decompress so that you can be the 100% that you are for when you're in the people?
I'm gonna tell you, make sure nobody really listening, right?
What that?
I play Xbox. Xbox is my release.
Wow, okay. What's your favorite game?
All I play right now is Call of Duty. I'm all about.
Oh, okay. See, yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
That is my release, and the people know. When I'm like, all right, I gotta go. Yeah, she going to play Call of Duty. That's right, because I gotta play every day, every night. I gotta play, and that's how I de-stress. Because when I'm playing that, I can honestly say, because I gotta focus on that. My mind is not worried about creating. It's not worrying about anything.
I'm just in a mission.
Space.
That's right. You're in
a
mission.
Friends. We're laughing, we're joking, and we're having a good time. And if I don't play, I'm like, okay, no, I feel a certain way if I don't. If I go,
that's your recharge port. That's your recharge port.
Right. I can go a day or something that don't play, but like 2 days tops.
Right.
I gotta play unless I'm on vacation. Like I'm not that having like I gotta take it with me on vacation. I can whatever, but that is the way that I bring my brain down.
Cool. That's awesome though. That's awesome because
and that is actually
as a creator, you know, and people out there and the people who listen here on Work It Out Wednesday, shout out to the other platform because we have other platforms that we do work with like Stereo, YouTube. We are on many platforms, but we have creators on there and they don't always have a way to release themselves.
Right.
No, you gotta have that.
Just a way to de-stress.
Right.
You know, you're listening and you know, she said something that sounds great to you, or you even want to contact with the, find out what de-stresses you and be in this conversation with us because this conversation may just be for you.
In my case, I got to tell you, I love it because I teach a lot, so I'm constantly learning new things. And for me, the learning process, because trying to find new creative ways to learn, puts me in a moment where I get to. So I discovered my metaverse games, girl. I have this one that is so crazy. It's a zombie game I absolutely love. And I
don't do zombies.
I got you. I'm just saying, normally I don't. I'm going to be really honest.
I think the dead should stay dead.
Yeah.
I love zombies. My friends know they got me. They do have a zombie version on Call of Duty.
No, I can't do zombie on Call of Duty. If this was not like gamey, I couldn't do it.
I can't.
I'm not getting into real player stuff in that way. I can't do it. No. I'll be in my house going like this. No. This is more gamey. You know, I'm watching this thing over there.
Bright green colors.
I'm over there. I will not put my headset on and be in it. Nope, I will not do it. I play this from my computer or I play it from my phone, but I will not get into a RPG playing that like I'm there. No. I don't recommend other people do it. And the only reason I like it is because it's cartoony. Because I'm old school. You know I'm old school. Back in the day, we used to have a joystick. We were popping buttons.
But that's what I have. I have the controller, but it's just, I don't know. It's just something about those zombies.
You have yours on your screen?
Huh?
You put yours on your screen, your big screen?
Yeah, I have a big screen. Yeah, it'd be nice and big. And
man, I'm gonna tell you, I gotta keep it on a regular screen because the sister be like, I can see it.
But even like The Walking Dead, like I don't watch that or anything. I
stopped watching that years ago. My brain keep going. I'm still in the story. I can't be in the story after that.
Something about them zombies. I just, I can't. And it's funny. And my brother be like, somebody head can be blown off and you will crack up, but a zombie, like, like you are weird. I'm like, yeah.
I have a limit for my zombies, though. Like I said, out there, not in here.
Right.
Because the mentality for me is, I'm more of a story person. I'm creative in the area of, I guess it's like continuing sharing the story. I'm good at sharing the story. Mm-hmm. Creating the story, I just discovered as writing, being part of a writing anthology. Child, I did not know I am not that great at telling my own story on paper. I was like, and it's amazing. I'm part of a group called the Podcast Babes. It's about a little over 1,000 women in the United States and a couple of other countries as well that have come together in a program on. We meet on WhatsApp and we come together to do different events around the world. But we all come together under the idea that we either want, have, or even thought about a podcast. So. Mm-hmm. And not only that, we support how to get it done, because you got a lot of women out here want to tell their story, but they don't know how to do it. It's totally free to do it right here. You don't even need a dime to do it, short of the equipment, and most of that's in your pocket. Right. So what we are doing is we put together an interactive process, right? What gets me is that we really need each other. Mm-hmm. We need each other to be this connected. And before I had a freaking podcast and he came into this, I wanted to write a book so bad. I had 3 writing groups. 3. I thought I could write, y'all, because I could talk. That don't mean a dang thing. I started the writing process and I realized I have so much respect for people who have literary talent. I love to read. Don't get me wrong. I love to talk. But when it came to the process of pulling everything together, I was like, wow, I feel a little illiterate here, y'all. I really, oh my God. And even and this is the sad thing, with AI, it took these podcast babes to come together to share the process, to break it down so that I'm good with process. I'm a tech by trade. Mm-hmm. I teach technology. I teach systems, breaking down step 1, step 2, step 3. So they had to literally break the process down of telling my own story, which I tell all the time. I talk it all the time. Try to write that sucker. I was everywhere. It was like, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It started this way. It went that night, the middle of the night. I was this age. I was that age. I was like,
it's all over the place.
I said, and you got people who do this for a living and they're amazing at it. That's why I was sharing with you about your book, why I was so impressed. Your book set is just, I'm like, I had never had that kind of awareness about literature. And my daughters were trained literarily. They were trained to write. They're trained to write, and they went to school for filmmaking and script writing, and they're all wonderful. I was kind of around it, but boy, you ain't do it till you do it, y'all. Mm-hmm. When you think of someone telling a story that takes you places and makes you want to go further, right? That's a skill, boo.
But you know what? I just want to tell, I'm all about just telling the story in my own words. Like I tell people, I'm not about all of that, her alabaster skin and all of I'm not all about
exactly.
That. I just cut it dry. She was high yellow, so-and-so, or she was whatever. But, I just keep it. Exactly. And I think that works for me. But the only challenging that I faced was when it's hard being an author going into a screenwriting, because you can't be that wordy when you write in a script.
Oh, wow.
Right? Oh, really?
No. Yeah. Oh, no. So a typical script is really about 80 pages long. Now, I had a 3-book series, which combined was like over 600 pages. And my coach was like, you got to cut some stuff out. I'm like, but no, how are you going to take 600 and make it 80? Right. So you can't be that worthy when you're writing a screenplay. And it's hard, especially if you started out as an author. If you just start out as a screenplay writer, that's fine. Because as an author, you're used to being detailed. You're used to, you don't have to be, you might say, he walked over. No, he's at the door. He's this, that, you don't need all of that stuff. So that was,
is it more about setting up the scene than writing, or is it?
It's all about telling what happened. You have to tell. All right, the author's more or less showing you what's going on. A screenplay is telling you, it's just telling what is going on.
Right.
You know, you don't have to say, you know, like if you say, like somebody has a scar on your face, you know, in a book, it's like, okay, flashback, so and so, he was doing this, he got cut, whatever. No, you don't have to do all of that in the screenplay.
He comes in with a scar.
Right. He can just say, yeah, you know, I was cut back and so and so, and that's the end of
it. Yeah, that's a definite difference.
You know, if it's not a part of the scene,
right,
it doesn't need to be in there.
Wow.
So and
look at that. Y'all getting an education. Y'all gotta pay her.
When I write my screenplays, because it's just natural for me to write that way, but I write it and then I have to go back and take out what's not necessary.
Oh, wow.
So you gotta peel back all your details and just keep it
sometimes. But most of not all the time, but some of them. Like, okay, yeah, this is a little bit.
I love it.
So,
because I know when I read your book, I was like, wait a minute, hold on. That's some real good stuff. Hold on. I had you following. I read her wedding book. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes, he did.
It was a good read.
And actually, I started it, but then I've been reading I keep buying books. That's what I was saying. I support everybody.
I know.
I had to learn this from somebody. She said, baby girl, it may be that you may start a book and then finish it at another time. Don't feel bad. Because I used to get so frustrated.
Yeah, I've done that.
I'm all over the place. Like I'm working on 4 books at once. And she was like,
okay,
you know, you can come back to it. You don't have to feel bad. They're yours.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like you borrowed them from the library and they got to go back.
I know. Back in the day, y'all. You remember that?
With the little card and everything.
I ain't mad at anybody, but
I can want my library card. Thank you very much.
Everyone needs a library card. Let's not get it twisted. Everybody needs a card. Go get your card.
Well, that's
the library is open.
We're talking about evolution now, and that's amazing. We just mentioned the library because the libraries aren't what we used to see. Your library now gives you access to so much. Some of the libraries have podcast studios. Some of the libraries actually, they've evolved. The purpose of the public library has been shifted since we got since all of this technology has taken off.
They have to, yeah.
Yeah, they now have programs to teach you how to use things, how to build how to work with AI, how to actually create different digital products. I was like shocked when I went to the library for an event, you know, kind of seeing that you can rent space, you can teach classes. They now have places to watch movies. Have you ever imagined being in the library watching a movie?
No.
That you rented from the library?
Not unless you were in the children's section and you were there with your school.
Music, you can bring your own headphones, everything. These times have changed. Yes, they have, and we have got to keep a handle on our real resources out here. For those who have been wanting to get started, I love this because I have your information here. She has a website. Miss Deneen is doing her damn thing. I'm telling you right now. Y'all make sure you get into
Thank you.
Because resources are hard to come by these days, especially treasure troves like this woman. Okay? When folks will literally give you their mind right off the top tip of their tongue, you run to that. But don't overdo it and always show honor, show tribute. I let folks know, I say thank you for everything. And where I can, I give. If you tell me, you know, heck, I just bought $70-something worth of popcorn for the second time from my nephew, I'm down. Okay. Whatever you trying to do to get ahead, we are down. But you got to pass it on. That's the one thing I ask my community. When someone invests in you, you invest in the next. That's how you pay them back without giving.
Exactly.
And that's where it's like, I love the fact that you're on the show. I thank you so much for being with us. We ain't finished yet, so don't think y'all going nowhere.
No.
You know
so where are you at next? What's the next iteration of you? Where can we see you at?
Are you? Yeah. Did we get your TikTok? Oh shoot! I just realized that. Is your TikTok on your website?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna just put in one word.
Yes.
I have her.
Go to her website. Get that TikTok because I will be on your TikTok.
I'm welcome.
I'm coming. I love this stuff. I love it. And I also love promoting it.
Oh, I appreciate that.
And now I want to see if I can do a project. I'm all about learning. I ain't kidding. I'm all about learning the next thing. And if I can, guys, help me to help her come teach in our platform because I for real want her to come in and teach this stuff. I am not as creative as this young lady here. So I like creatives coming in. Y'all let her know y'all want her over on the P2G side too. My students be watching. All right.
Okay, listen. I don't have a problem because, like I said, I don't mind. I know what it's like. A single mother that got 5 kids and barely making it, and trying to get some extra money, and want to get into the digital world, but you have this person saying, "Well, for $500 on a one-on-one, I can tell you." And I'm like they can't afford that, So just giving them the basic, I like listen. Or you have to spend some money. I'm just saying you have to spend some money. But if you just do this and this, you can take it from there.
Right. Start and build.
Exactly.
Even if you come with sweat equity, does require some kind of payment. So.
Right. And then from there, then when you start making more money, then you can add on this and you can add on that, But most of the things, I just tell them it's just 2 things you really need: Canva and ChatGPT. We can work around.
Come on, girl.
We can work around everything else. If you got those 2, and they be like, "Oh, well, I have the free version." So listen, I understand that, but you need to invest in the pro version.
Thank you. And it's not that expensive. I'll be like, it's what, $25 a month?
I've been 21, but you know what? And some people are joining now. It's like 15, but I think I have the business plan one. But I think it's like $15 or something like that. Yeah.
Sweetie, let me explain. We teach digital financial literacy, and portion of that is, it's a 12-week program. Portion of that is AI, how to connect with different AIs. I give away the information. Suno, check it out. It's free. It creates songs.
Suno, yes.
Yep. Suno's one of my favorites. We just discovered Luma Dream Machine. Luma Dream Machine makes short 5-minute video, and they give you free. They give you for 5 seconds, not 5 minutes. 5 seconds, 5-second video. I throw this stuff out there. I let folks know. Play around with what's available while it's free. You'll get tokens. They give you tokens. They use them.
Now you get better at it, and you create something for yourself.
And you learn.
Right.
Now, my biggest thing is that each one should teach one. Now, not should. It benefits us because I think people forget wealth is about the numbers, honey. It's about the people that you serve. It's about the numbers around you. It's not about the numbers in your bank account. That can't happen till the numbers around you. Right. You know what I'm saying? We keep thinking that the numbers is going to come. I'm going to sell it one day. No, you have to build the room.
Right. And I think if it's meant for you, it's going to happen. If it's meant for me, and no one take it away from me. You know, it's meant for me.
Wealth.
Right. If it's meant for me to have this and have that and make money on this, it'll come. It'll come. So I try not to focus on it.
Yes. And that's the point.
I'm just happy when, like I said, and it was one person, like when we first started, their designs was like, and then, it's funny because they called me Teach, and they showed me something. I was like, oh, like I wanted to cry. I was like, oh my God, look at you. Yeah. This is beautiful. Like, I love it, and it makes me feel good.
It's supposed to, because that's your work in the world. That's actually guys, we only get this one life.
That's it.
I refuse to go down. Like I said, I won't go gentle into that good night. I will keep fighting against the light.
Okay, leave Bob Dylan where he is.
I'm gonna fight. Look, I'm with him. I totally get it. That is the day we live in today. You don't have to go unknown. You don't have to live a whole life unknown. You just got to do what you do well and share as much as you can.
Exactly.
That's spirit, honey. That's spirit right there.
And and they say, and if you enjoy doing it, it doesn't seem so bad because you have fun. Like I said, I have fun.
Exactly. I have fun. People keep asking me when I sleep. I said, trust me, I sleep. I get sleep because they'll get messages into the night as they see me early in the morning. I'm like, but I sleep, baby. I do. I get rest. I actually take good care of myself so that I can continue this process. Miss Deneen don't walk. She's not walking around up all day, not moving. She's taking care of this beautiful woman that you see. She can't be that woman with this history and just like beating herself down. She's been going a long time ago.
Yeah.
So there has to be some self-care up in there.
Yes.
And I love that it's gaming. I don't know. I think I have a thing about gaming in general. It's a way not just to escape, but it actually helps you to go deeper into creativity, strategy. It really helps your brain to keep going. You know, we have
mind popping. It keeps the mind popping.
Exactly. It's why they tell us to play games. You have to tell people to play little games to help people to stave off what do you call it? Autism or
dementia.
Dementia.
Dementia and all of that kind of stuff. Yes, you got to keep your mind active. Yes,
exactly.
Without a doubt. Oh man.
Oh, I have actually. I've actually started really looking into doing some of the metaverse stuff with the seniors. I said I wanted to start working it out with the seniors and get them into the metaverse from their little phones because they still need to learn how to do this.
Right.
So I learned from my class. I said, "Ooh, bring some seniors into this one. They would enjoy it and be in the room with each other in a whole other way."
Seniors have full line of conversation on their text message. They have their own little text message stream going on all the time. I remember my mom, she had a good friend. I'm like, what are y'all doing? They're on Facebook watching the same show at the same time. I'm like,
on Facebook.
On Facebook. I'm like, are y'all serious? And comparing notes. Like they're seeing something different.
Yes.
I'm like, y'all are out your mind. But okay, I get it.
It's life happening, baby.
But it's life happening on the court with them.
Right.
But I'm still really excited and glad that you've embraced this that you've come through. Because honestly speaking, we have that similar story. Everybody's got this different story coming into this new digital age. And that was when we met, I was really my biggest concern. First day when we met, we were really aware of all of this. We had already been in this space. He was like, didn't I meet you at Bitcoin? Yeah, you did. Because at that point, we were already teaching technology and bringing people on board with the tech and stuff. And then we got into the finances and really understanding gold, crypto, and silver and learning how saving and really what to do in the financial area. So we never have to worry about how we're funded, how you go to your job. We work jobs, we got businesses, but none of us were taught the basics of real building finances.
Yes.
We were just taught how to maintain. So since we got some new information, it was time to bring it to the hood. You know what I'm saying? It was time to bring it home. And only those who would want to embrace. We don't force anybody to do anything.
That's funny. People, you've been indoctrinated into a certain mentality, and we share with you. You can keep that mentality. It's not us to take it. But once you hear something and you learn something, you can never forget it. Yeah. And I think more than anything else is that we want to put it on your plate. So, hey, if you hear it again, if you don't even hear it from us, you heard it. And when it comes back up, you'll have,
it'll be there for
lack of a better term.
It'll remind us, we heard about this before. Yeah. When I first heard about Bitcoin, the first time somebody recommended, asked me, what do you think about digital money? I said, it sounds like a scam. I said, straight out to their face, it sounds like a scam to me. And I really wasn't open. So I know both sides of this conversation. And therefore, I also understand you have to let people develop it. Our job is to make it, make what's going, the changes, the information known. Have you ever tried to tell somebody that the sky is falling? Yeah, that's not very effective. Even if the sky really is falling.
If it's falling in front of them, it's the only way it matters.
Right.
So you just have to kind of let them know, hey, here's an umbrella. Just in case.
Just in case, right? Just in case.
Just in case. We catch you. I'm gonna walk with mine, but they're yours. And I love it. So when we, like I said, I have been in touch with a lot of people from Buy Black Harlem, just back and forth for different things. And we've been talking about coming through COVID. I was like, that was a big thing for everybody.
It was.
Last time I went to an event, we had a COVID scare. And it was the saddest part because you had to have masks, your shot, your this, your that. I mean, it was like if you didn't have the shot, you had to have a current test, all of that. And we still had a COVID scare. I said, wow.
Wow.
Chill. I'm a little older now. I was really serious because I said, I hadn't realized I'm almost 50. Wow.
Youngster.
Really? Yeah. At the time, this was a few years ago. I'm 52 today.
Today's your birthday?
No, I mean as of today. But up to today, I'm 52 this year. And when this happened, it must be 3 or 4 years ago.
Really?
And I was
like, you got some years.
Oh, well, and it's okay. None of us look like it.
I will be 62 in August.
And not looking a day of it. And God bless you.
I still don't believe it.
Sis. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
Good melanin don't crack you.
But when you take care of it, it don't crack. You gotta take care of it. We didn't go through this whole life so we can be down, decrepit, and looking like no. It's
and you know what? And it's interesting that you said that, because when I look on TikTok, you know, and Facebook or whatever, you see all of these young people now at young age doing all these face cream and doing this and whatever. And I
never did none of that.
I never did none of that. And you know, I don't get it. You know, I just I don't get it.
Shea butter.
It's how they live their life.
But I'm just saying, I mean, even, you know, like even I was watching, what was it? Puffy Twins. Oh, they had this thing where they was showing in the morning and at night, you know, their regimen with their face and this. And I'm like, you're like 16, 17 years old. Yeah. Why do you need that? Why are you putting all of this cream?
And the sad part is, you know, why are you putting it? Like, they're gonna need it because of all of this.
Thinking about face cream and night cream and cold cream, and I wasn't thinking about that at 16.
Exactly. I'm gonna be honest.
It was popping.
I'm be honest. I couldn't understand. I was like, who introduced to my oldest daughter? She doesn't do a whole lot of it, but she likes to keep her face clean. She discovered a time in her life. I didn't really have I had a lipstick, not a whole makeup thing. That was me when I was younger. She had developed the whole, I'm gonna do up my face. I got my lips, my eyes, and this and that, and I was like, I am not that girl. I've never been that woman.
Let me know when you're done.
So I was like, okay, but you're gorgeous. You know
I just want to know when I can, as a guy, when I can get to the bathroom, because between her doing all of that, it was just a whole block. I'm like, can I get in?
My daughter got to a natural stage where she realized her afro, which by the way had never been, she's never had a perm or any, still till today, she's never had a perm, any of that. And she realized, she says, I have natural hair and no zits, no, you know, she did. I said, but if you keep putting that stuff on your skin, she started seeing stuff come up with the makeup. I said, it's the makeup. Wash your skin. Make sure you put, I said, shea butter works. Okay. Shea butter works. It doesn't clog the pores. Keep it simple. And a little, if you like, a little lipstick. Gorgeous. And I told her, you're flawless. And you know, it's whatever it is that they won't believe you. I'm her mom. But she's like, oh, mom. And then someone else says it, and it's like, oh, thank you.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that, you know, it's to enhance the beauty that you already have. You know,
yes.
I'm not gonna lie. I do makeup. I do the foundation, and I just do the foundation, the lipstick, and I do the eyes, and I do the. I'm on protest now for winter, so that's why I'm not like really totally made up. You know, but the only thing, you know, I take off my makeup. The only thing since the day that I've known, I have used nothing but Ivory soap and water on my face. That's it.
Classic.
I don't use anything else but Ivory soap.
What's with the 3-part regimen for 2 times a day? I was like, that just looks like a bill to me. I don't. Like somebody convinced us. I said, yeah, we can do it a whole different way. We don't have to.
Well, that time they doing all that, I could have been created something. You know,
she's like, I could have did a show and created
I could have created a book,
a class,
or something.
A book.
You said you have a show. Hold on, let's not go over it. You have your own podcast. Let's talk about that really quickly.
What's your podcast called?
It's called the Shameless Plug Podcast.
I love it. The Shameless Plug.
There you go.
I love it.
So it really originated from my coach. So my coach, I said I had my screenwriting coach, and I actually had a podcast years ago called Building a Legacy with another young lady, Sharon. And it was basically where, you know, people back then we like really talked about actors and screenwriters, the process. And, you know, it was just people came on and how they were building their legacy. Whatever you were doing, it's like how you are building your legacy. And unfortunately, Sharon passed away from breast cancer. So after that, you know, we went a couple of years and coach was like, you ready to do the podcast again? And I was like, I guess. And he was like, you know, because he was doing shameless plugs, you know, like, and so he would plug other people's business. He said, well, why don't we turn it into a whole podcast? And I was like that. all right. And so he found, so it's another young lady that is in our screenwriting class, Denitra. And so he paired us together, and that's my sis. And so we do the podcast. Now we're on every Thursday, 8:00, and people come on, and it's like we shine a light on your hustle.
I like that.
So whatever it is that you're trying to do, you come on and we talk about it, we ask you questions, and we just talk and have a good time. So we definitely got to get you guys on here.
Oh, for sure. This sounds, you know what it sounds like to me. We used to do a program called Collective Enlightenment, and it was built on pretty much the same, similar, not the same, but similar processes of sharing people's skills and skill sets and stuff, but really talking about what's going on. Really our program was more about getting people familiar with the shifting and things. How basically the revolution wasn't being televised, it was being podcast. But what I'm saying? So helping people realize that times are changing, but we coming back and we making sure that like what we're doing right now, this is I guess this would be our version of the shameless plug for our Wednesdays. We gotta make sure this keeps happening. So I thank you. You got a whole show wrapped around it. Oh, we got to be on and we got to bring people. I got to get you. I'm excited. So, oh my God, I can't believe it. We could just go on all day.
This has been fun. This has been so much fun.
Yes. So
talk about that.
We gotta talk about part 2 soon, okay? Part 2, okay? All right. So with that, I want to say thank you so much, dear Sister D. We love you. We love you. Oh my gosh. And thank you for just being you in the world that we could share. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that everybody knows, tell them the next thing you're going to be doing, what you're up to, because I know it's Wednesday. So tomorrow, what time? In the daytime or in the evening? Are you at night? Because we daytime.
Well, I still have my 9 to 5. So I work during the day. I still work. I'm at 35 years with the state.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can retire till my boss pissed me off enough, and I'm just like, I'm out of here.
I love that.
I'm out of here. I can leave anytime.
I got the
time. But I am. The light is at the end of the tunnel. Like the light is getting bigger and bigger. So the retirement is coming. So, like, what's next? I mean, my next thing really is, just focusing on retirement, and that was the whole reason why I started doing all of this, to set things up so that when I retire, I can just, I don't have to worry about starting from the beginning.
We got to
already be established and everything.
There's a whole talk show on you. We're going to do that one, girl. We're going to do that podcast. Me and you. How to prepare properly. That's
how
the
to
next steps are.
So, but I just, my main goal was just like right now, it's just basically, I was happy because I did reach a milestone. I told people, you got to celebrate the little wins. Yes. I now have 4,000 followers on TikTok. So I was about that, I remember when I just had 10, last year I had like 10 followers and now I got 4,000. So I'm like really proud of that. It's growing. Each time I go live, it grows. I would love to go live every day on TikTok, but it just, life be life. And I come home from work sometimes. I'm just tired, and then on the days I have my talk show, I don't feel like
manage it. Yes, that's right.
So, but I'm always on Sunday though. Sundays at 6:00. So I try to come on at least twice during the week, and then I have the weekend. Sometimes I do Saturday and Sunday. But other than that, just I have writing my screenplays. My coach is very good with screenwriting. I mean, doing out the query letters. I have one. I wrote a screenplay called "Swipe Right for Love" by Christmas. So that has been picked up with the. I have a contract with a set of people, and what they're doing now is shopping it out. So they're shopping it out to like Netflix.
I hope to see it. I'm about to say, I want to see that Christmas show.
We got to keep our fingers crossed. Someone picks it up. And then I wrote another screenplay with my co-host who passed away, Sharon, and another writer, Tracy, and her production company called Choir Boy. They are going to produce it. So, hopefully soon they'll go into production with that. And that's just it, just writing and creating. That's my life.
Way to bury the lead. Oh my God, girl. So y'all know there's going to be a part 2. We got to hop off right now, but don't expect anything but to see this woman again soon.
Yes, indeed.
She got it on the burners, not the back. Everyone is rolling.
They're all
love it.
And oven. Okay, and oven.
And oven. It's a whole Thanksgiving. Let's do it. God
Yes.
bless, and we love you guys.
Thank you for having me.
Have
I
a
appreciate it.
wonderful
Much love
day.
to you.
Much love
Yes,
to you.
yes.
Ooh. Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. See you. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday, pay it forward Friday. We're seizing the day.